thought Logan Stein had an outstanding game, particularly early in the game when I thought St. Thomas had, probably their best game going was maybe that first period, and I thought Logan was just terrific. And then from there, we got on the scoreboard, and then Logan, I thought, made some timely saves. Come into the game on Saturday, and St. Thomas flipped the script on us, and they got the board early. We got behind, chasing the game. I think we got the 3-1 or 4-1, but then they scored again right away, and it's like, God, I thought we had some momentum going. I really thought, though, we played very well in the first, much better than what the score indicated, but their goaltender was outstanding, and I thought Noah struggled a little bit, and then part of the issue for Noah is it's like every bad break, or it's like every tip is perfectly placed into a corner, and sometimes it just the way life goes, and that starts happening, and then he lets in maybe one that a soft one, and next thing you know, we're down 3-4-0, and he hasn't played that poorly, and the team has, and it's just we're on the wrong side of the scoreboard. I didn't like the third period though on Saturday. I didn't think we battled hard enough, even though the game was pretty much decided by then. I thought we could have put up a little more of a fight in the third period.
And now we've got Bowling Green on the road this weekend. What do we need to see to, not have the same outcome as last weekend?
Well, there's two ways that outcome may not come about. One, we could lose both. So, you got to be careful what you wish for. But in order to try to get 2 wins, I think we're trending in the right direction. It's we're going to need good goaltending both games. We've had success down there. I think we've won the last 4 games there, including 2 in the playoffs. So we should have some confidence going in. Although, I'm sure Bowling Green wants to, seek a little revenge from us on that. But I think, I look at our penalty kill, and it's just, of all the things, that's the thing that needs to come around, and that should be something we should be able to cure. Obviously, we'll need good goaltending both nights. It seems like we're getting one really good night a weekend, and then just a so-so night. So if we get good goaltending, we're good on the PK. I like the power play. I like where we're at with our power play right now. In that, even when we're not scoring, we're creating momentum. We're getting chances. It's not, sometimes when your power play's not going, it becomes frustration. You come back to the bench, you lose momentum. But no, our power play's humming along really good. I like that. We've got 2 lines going really well. They're going to need to continue to go well. And those 2 lines are Venuto's line with Luigi centering it. That line's been terrific. And same with Fairmouth's line. That line's been really good. Now, so we got 2 lines scoring, and we need another line to step up, and that would be like you've got, we moved Pokey to the left wing, Pokorny, put Holden, another freshman, in the middle, centering him, and then Ergang on the right side. Ergang's got like 4 goals. And there's something there. I'm going to keep tweaking and looking till we get that third line of scoring, and then it's interesting. I lost the 4th line because the 4th line is now our 2nd line. They were a great checking line, and all of a sudden now they're scoring. So we got to find another 4th line, but it's a good problem to have. But I do. So the answer to your question is good goaltending, better penalty killing, and then we can need a little bit more depth up front.
And Coach, a couple of questions really fast. Going back to what you were just talking about, that last game where things just fell apart in the third period, what happened there? Was there some frustration? And correct me if I'm wrong, before that, Antonio Venuto ended up with a 5-minute major, and he was taken out of the game. So did that play a role?
No, I don't think so. I can't remember the score going into the third. I didn't go back and watch the video. I didn't feel like watching it again. I should have. But I think we were down 5-1, maybe 6-1. So, bottom line, we knew going on the ice it was going to be a tough. It would have been near impossible to come back and win that game. Now, you still got to put your best foot forward. You still got to battle. I'm not so sure on that 5-minute major on Venuto. I'm not going to say the ref's wrong, but I'm not going to say he's right. I went back to try to watch the video. The video that I could see, I don't know how you could call 5 off of. So nobody saw it on the ice, and yet there wasn't really any good footage of it. And Antonio's not that kind of player. He took a 5-minute major the game before, but that's his first one in 4 years. And the next night he gets another one. Now, yeah, I don't know, but I'm not saying the ref is wrong. I'm just saying I can't be too upset with him on it because I didn't see it. I went to look at the video. I couldn't tell at the video. I talked to him a little, and he said no, he didn't really get him. Then he was surprised. He wondered at first, who they were reviewing. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you on that. But I don't think it really affected the momentum of the game. I really don't. I mean, we were on the wrong side of that scoreboard at that point. We weren't going to win. Just wasn't enough time on the clock. What I would have liked to see, though, is more compete. Just you got to start laying some foundation for the following game, and we didn't. I didn't like the way that thing kind of slowly died. Now we did score, but it got disallowed, so we had a goal disallowed each game for having a guy in the crease. But I'm okay with that because we're getting to the net now, creating some traffic, making life a little harder on the goaltender. So I'm not too upset when it was Ergang, and I don't blame him. It was both times, but he was in the blue paint and good calls by the refs. But I don't think it was anything egregious, no penalty on it, but it did negate 2 goals on the weekend.
And going to talk a little about the Falcons team. Obviously, you have had a lot of success over the past couple of years. They're a team that is 5-11, but it seems like the record does not really indicate. They seem like they're at least a pretty good team. They played Michigan Tech and could have won maybe both of them.
Yeah, no, they are a good team, and early on they had a number of players out of the lineup, and it seems like every team goes through that. You get injuries, and you have some guys missing at different points, and I think it would just so be it happened to them in the beginning of the season, and you start with a few guys out of the lineup. They're key contributors to your team. It's hard to get off to a good start. You're going to outplace a lot of your younger kids that had never played college hockey or certainly not played at Bowling Green, and that's a recipe to get off to a slow start. But they got everybody back now. They're playing really well. We're very familiar with them. Seems like we've played them a lot over the years, anticipating 2 really good games.
For sure. Now, talking about our 2 goaltenders, Noah and Logan, kind of talk about some of the positives you've seen from them develop this season.
Well, it's easy for Logan because he's playing so well right now. I mean, he really is. I'm happy for him because he's worked so hard, and he just looks great in that. Noah's fighting it a little bit right now. And that happens, and you're never going to have a career where you don't go through some of this. And part of it is, there were some games early on where I don't think we played great in front of them. Actually, one of the best games we played all year, we were at Western. We got beat 6-4, I think, and he was outstanding, and we were not very good in front of him. But then there's been other games for Noah where our team actually played pretty well, and he struggled. He just needs the break at semester is probably going to be a good one for him. Chance to hit reset. And start the second half anew. What I give him credit for is he's working really hard. He's battling really hard. He hasn't given up. He's still competitive. But, you get to a point where you start to lose a little confidence in yourself, and then every little thing becomes magnified. And for him, I thought the first goal that he scored was a pretty good goal. I think the second goal wasn't bad. It was a redirect. But in both those situations, it was like the puck went one. It kind of just found one of their players. If you will, we were fine in front of them. It's just that a bounce and it was on their stick. And then, but now he knows he hasn't been playing great. They got 2 on the board. He starts to press, and maybe goal 3 wasn't so good, And so, what I'd like to see is us get a couple goals early for him and let him play that. Like, he probably would have loved to play in front of the team on Friday when we scored 5. But he'll be fine. He's going to be fine. But certainly Logan Stein has played really well and has kept our team, in the hunt for home ice in the first round.
For sure. And then you talked about the weakness on the penalty kill. Talk about where go a little bit more in depth on where you're seeing the weakness and how you can improve upon that in the future.
Well, again, it's kind of in a wide variety of areas. It's when the other team has it, there's times throughout the power play where they're going to bobble a puck or they're going to shoot it's going to go into the corner. And those are moments where we need to apply pressure, not just stay in a box. And we apply that pressure with one player. But what you really need to do is, if one guy just goes and tries to apply pressure on the puck when the other team's got their back to the net, if they're able to kick it to another player of theirs and we don't have pressure on them, then they're just going to set up again. And so what we end up doing is we're spending, rather than spending, a minute of every power play in our zone, we're spending almost the entire 2 minutes. We lose the face-off. Our face-off percentage on the power play is like really good. On the penalty kill, it's awful. And then they start with possession. We don't apply enough pressure. It's like pressure one guy at a time instead of a group of four pressuring the puck. And when that happens, they're going to settle it down, and you're going to be in your own end. And you can't just stay in your own end. It'd be like if a quarterback has all the time in the world, he's eventually going to find an open receiver if there's no pass rush to put pressure on the quarterback. Well, that's how we are in the PK. We're not applying any pressure on the quarterback, or in this case, the player with the puck, and we're giving him too much time to make good plays and reads.
Yeah, I thought the first game, some we've been trying to do a lot better is come out with a strong start, and I think in the first game we did a good job of that and kind of maintained that through the whole game, and I think that was maybe one of our most complete games this season so far. And then I think in the second game we kind of took a step back and came out slow, and they got 3 quick ones on us early, and it was just tough to come back.
You actually earned CCHA Freshman or Rookie of the Week from the 2 games. Kind of talk about that. That's the second time that you've earned that honor this season. So talk about that and, kind of how you're playing your role to earn those titles.
Yeah, I think it's nice to get recognized for something like that, and I think right now pucks are just bouncing the right way, and got to give credit to Venuto and Branshaw. Playing with them, they make the game really easy for me. So I think us 3 got a lot of chemistry right now, and I think we're just getting some bounces offensively, so it's nice.
And just talk about the play of that line. It seems like every single game, either you or one of the other 2 guys end up with something huge, and it seems like you guys click and play off or really well again with each other.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things is we're not shy of the corner. I think we're all skilled players, but I think we do the little things and the gritty things in the corner, especially in the O zone, and kind of make space for the other 2 out of the corner. So I think just us 3, and I think we do a really good job finding each other. So I think, yeah.
And just tell me how you're feeling as you get ready for Bowling Green State. It's always, even though Fair State has had the decisive edge over the past couple of years, it's always still, you're going up against a pretty tough opponent there.
Yeah, there's history. I know last year I was watching the games in playoffs, so it's gonna be a tough start right away. I know they're gonna kind of want revenge on that. So, but yeah, we kind of just approach every game, every team the exact same way, and go into every weekend the same way.
And coming off that last loss, has there been things being amped up in practice this week? Has there been anything like that as far as when it comes to maybe a lot more practice, more time on the ice, and working on drills and so forth?
Not really. There's been a little bit with some compete, and then a little bit extra penalty kill practice. We let in a couple on the second game there late, so just a little bit of that.
So on the offensive end, kind of you've had your success on the offensive end. Talk about the progression of skill you've had so far this year, and where do you want to go moving forward?
Yeah, I think just being able to play in a line with Venuto and Branch, they get so much focus on them that it opens up ice for me. So I think just trying to be confident in my game and kind of just go out there and be creative and just try to make things happen. So
I thought our first game we played really well. We stuck to our game plan, and we just overall played super well together as a team. And then second night, I don't think we came out ready to go, and we just got to be ready to go this weekend and can't let that happen again.
You guys are going up against Bowling Green on the road. What do you guys need to do to see 2 wins?
We just need to stick to our game plan. We've been working on it all week. We came back Monday ready to go, and just need to get going this weekend and stick to the game plan.
And can I ask you this? Based on, obviously that first game might have been your best win of the season. Then all of a sudden that following game where you lost 7-1, was this a situation where did you guys get a little overconfident and all of a sudden then unfortunately the Tommies hit you pretty hard?
I think we just didn't come out ready to play. I mean, right when the puck drops, we have to be ready to go, and that was not the case on Saturday night. So we need to follow through this weekend and stick to the game plan.
And what have you guys been making more changes, and have you done a lot of film work as far as, unfortunately, based on that last result you had? And what have you noticed that things that happened there that need to be corrected right now?
Yeah, we watched film this week. We corrected what we need to get corrected, and we've been watching film on Bowling Green. They're a very good team, and we just need to follow the plan that we put together, our coaches put together, and go get 2 wins this weekend.
And obviously this is the first time you're going to be going up against Bowling Green, so just give me your impression. What do you see based on the film and the team that you're going to go up against? Despite their record, hey, they're a pretty good team. They played some tough games against Tech last weekend.
Yeah, no, they're a great team. They got a lot of great forwards. They got a good D-core and good goalies. It's just we got to go out, play our game, and I'm sure we can get 2 wins out of this weekend.
Now, as a freshman, kind of talk about some of the personal development you've had as a player this year, and where do you want to go here in the future?
I mean, the development's been good. We have a great D-core. There's a lot of hard work and competition during practice and games, so I feel like I've grown as a player, and my teammates and coaches have helped that.
For sure. And then Coach talked a little bit about the penalty kill and how you guys have struggled a little bit at that this year. Kind of talk about what you're seeing from your perspective on the defensive end.
I feel like we're growing on it. We're getting better day by day, and we just got to stick to the plan that Coach Kaufman is putting in place for us and just go from there.
Awesome. Thank you, Trevor.